right from the beginning we always hit it off very well, and I think at the moment I have to say he's as good as I've ever seen him. Obviously there's a tremendous talent there, fantastic facilities, great hands. But what I like very much about him, and from the first time that I worked with him, is there's a naturalness to his playing that is great. I think it just, it flows out of him, and it's not filtered with trying to manipulate the music. And he is a joy to work with. He's an absolute joy to work with.
The most important is just understand how music great. Focus on the music and concentrate into the music. That's the most important part as an artist.
So when you're giving these master classes, is it all about the playing and the techniques, or do you tell them other things about yourself, like the audiences and how to deal with that?
There are so many things, but first they must understand music. They must understand composer, what composer wants to, to tell.
That is tricky. Can you play that bar, those two bars before once for me?
Second, he should really enjoy it and to be involved in the performance.
Do you enjoy doing this sort of thing, the master classes?
I have done few times, but I was very interested, also very enjoy to communicate with those children and those young talent.
Yeah. So it looked like there were thousands of people who were lining up to see you, and the auditorium was already getting really full.
Yeah.
What do you feel like when you walk out onto stage in front of all these people? Does your heart start beating really fast?
No, I think this is a so exciting moment, especially when you play, and but you never think about the mistake. Especially talent or the pianists, they don't need to think too much about the playing, especially making mistake. I also did that sometimes in concert mistake, but for myself, I think I really hope to focus and into the music, and then you forgot everything and just think about music.
So what happens if you make a mistake? Do you just stop?
No, I never think. So maybe audience heard the mistake. For myself, I just think beautiful music, beautiful melody, beautiful tempo, everything is so great.
You've got to be really good if you can make the mistake sound beautiful. It must mean actually quite a lot to you, because of course you're used to playing to a large crowd of people, but the fact that they want to come here and learn from you and listen to what you have to say.
It's the same. When I was young, I also a lot of chance for me to listen, especially master class from all over the world, from the great pianists, great artists, and I think now the same too. They want to study, they want to know more about music, they want to know how, practice, how to perform. So this is, I think, for me, the same. So 你可以想得更轻松和愉快和自然一点，而且你可以把你想要表现的都可以自然去表，不要去想这里这样。肖邦最重要的是要歌唱，所以说你的声音一定不要太紧，这个情绪是可以比较沉重或者沉，但是你的声音一定要优美和歌唱。
Now, your musical journey started when you were 4 years old and you decided to take up the accordion because you saw somebody playing it in a shopping mall. What do you remember about that time?
Well, that's a very long time ago. Actually, I can't remember anything, but I think that time is very passionate. When I heard and especially saw the recording, I have a lot of interest that wants to try and to play. So very simple.
You switched to piano at the age of 7. Do you remember anything about that, like the first time that you saw a piano or that you played?
First time I saw the piano, I was so surprised the piano can make so loud, the sound so big, and of course different with accordion. It's so big, and also the keyboard when you touch it makes some very unique sound. But I don't know in that time what kind of make this very unique sound. But just really got a lot of passion, very exciting, and I want to start. I want to play. But also besides that, piano I don't need always take with me like accordion.
Accordion, yeah.
It's very heavy. It's very heavy. A piano you just sit there and play, and more simple. Seems to be more simple in that time. What I think.
Do you remember a time where you thought, wow, I'm really good at this?
Since I had the first performance, I think when I was 9 years old, and after 2 years study, and it's in it's a kind of open class from my teacher, Professor Dan, and I played 3 or 5 pieces, and everybody I remember was very surprised, and I feel, in that time I also feel I played so good. And I first time for me is play for the kind of public audience, and also a lot of people there, and I play every day while I practice, and I got a great feeling, and I think it's so different when I'm playing on stage, and I mean totally different when you get a lesson or when you practice. So that time I think, wow, this is very interesting things.
I read though that at the age of 9 you decided that you wanted to quit, that you wanted to give up the piano. How come?
Well, that time my hands is quite not so big, and some piano teacher says maybe you're not so good in the future because the hands too small. So a lot of keys you can't play. Because
you couldn't reach the octave?
Yeah, I cannot. I still have 2 keys. 2 keys.
You were only 9.
Well, but my teacher, Professor Dan, said no, he's a good talent, and he had wonderful. He plays so good, and I think don't give up. Please keep study.
You often hear child prodigies, say that they feel like freaks, that they don't fit in, they can't relate to other people their own age. Yeah. Did you ever feel like that?
I think it's fine because also I had a normal school life. I think quite normal, just more practice time than more play time. So I think my life until now is still, I think it's
exciting.